Hello everybody, Adrian Melero from Miami Acupuncture Therapy, and in today's video on Melero's Revolutionary Remedies, I'm going to talk about my daily smoothie. And it's funny because even before I was practicing acupuncture and I had my career as a school teacher, I was always notorious with my coworkers for always walking around with my smoothie. And back then, my schedules was always so crazy, either with a double job or working and then studying. There was very little time for meal preparation or even like just to sit down and eat meals, and there was stuff on the go, but I wanted to do it healthy at the same time without having to like do fast food or anything like that. So enter the smoothie. And of course with the trusty Vitamix blender. And it's funny because I was always notorious with my coworkers, Adrian and the smoothie, and throughout most of my life and my youth, I've never, I guess, greens. I didn't have like, I just didn't like the greens too much. I guess, since it's bitter, I always had a sweet tooth. So I figured I could finally get my greens if I mix it with other sweet stuff like pineapples and other things like that. And then at first, I will do broccoli and celery and things you could buy at the store, but the cost could kind of like add up, especially if you do it organic. Um, but as I was introduced to moringa, and then my wife being Filipina, we started growing our own moringa trees. They're very easy to grow, by the way, and then we could just harvest the leaves, which is basically like spinach on steroids. It's full spectrum of amino acids. I have a whole video just on that, so you can maybe like search for that one. And the broccoli, if you don't want to spend so much on broccoli, you could just grow it. So here we have this one, and I don't know if you want to zoom in, you can see the little roots already. So it looks like we're going to put it in the ground today and just see what happens, because these are not annual, but perennial, and then you just harvest and then they just grow back. So we'll grow that one and see what happens. So a lot of things like I like to suggest when I do this, just to make sure you're getting like enough calories to fulfill your caloric needs and your energy needs. Should include one or more the oily fruits, whether it's coconut, healthy oils, healthy fats, avocado. So during avocado season, when we harvest the fruits, since we can't get them all at once, we get them, we cut them up, and we freeze them, and then we could include it in the smoothie. You could put the little chunks. I'm gonna go ahead and start here. Just gonna put a little piece. Voila. And then you have the coconut, which we also grow in our yard, and then we just grate them with our little, well, I don't have the little tool out, but there's tools that's just for scraping, and you could freeze them too and then use it throughout the year. It's a little bit of work, but it's kind of like a hobby too, creating your own stuff, and it's kind of fun. And then of course the mangoes that we harvest. Of course you want to wash your hands before this food preparation. Get your mango in just to get a little sweet taste, and it's free because it comes from the tree. And then whatever fruits you want that you want to do, some you can grow, so it's not that expensive, and others you could buy. So at the end, it's not all that expensive if you do a little bit. So, we invest in organic strawberries. So I'm gonna put a couple. And the pineapples, which you could eventually grow. Every time you buy a pineapple, you could salvage the top and stick it in your garden. And after another year or two, voila, you get a little baby pineapple sprouting. It looks kind of cool when it comes out. So we'll put a few chunks in there just to sweeten it up. And in my other little rural vacation property, we have like wild grapes just growing everywhere in vines, and then we just harvest a little the little berries. So you can throw some of that in there. Kind of gives it an interesting color. And then, so you don't have to be popping so many vitamins and things like that. You could, whatchamacallit, if you want to add supplements. For example, if you want to do zeolite to help like cleanse yourself, or the omega-3s, you could buy it in fish oil form. Just put a bottle cap full. Actually, before I put that in, I'm going to put a little base of water. In the past, I've done juice, but if I don't want like so much sweet, sometimes it's kind of hard. Healthy varieties of juice is kind of hard to come by unless it's freshly squeezed. So water will do just fine as long as you have the vegetables. But you do need a liquid base in order for it to stir in the machine, otherwise it will not stir. So there we put the bottle cap of the fish oil. And anything else that you want to be creative with to supplement, you could put, like, let's say you want to do chia seeds. Anything else? What else do I have here? And of course, finally, your greens and your vitamins and the moringa leaves. Peeled from this. So you get a couple pinches in there. And then from trial and error, you could figure out like how much would be like too bitter, how much will be too not sweet enough, like, you know, proportion of like the greens and the vegetables, etc. And then here you have the bitter melon, which the name is self-explanatory because it's very bitter. It's very, very difficult to consume if you don't mix it with other stuff. But this is the #1 herb for balancing your blood sugar. In Chinese medicine, they call it the fu gua. I'm going to put it in there, and, well, I don't think it's fruity enough. I think I'm going to put some more pineapple in it. Quantity is a little lower than what it usually is, but just for demonstration purposes. Then we're going to blend it together. Just kidding, I wasn't saying anything. Rinse my hand a little bit. And now it's ready to pour. So whether you're in your vehicle, you're on the go, you're behind a desk, you could just have one of this, and it's like a meal replacement. Especially if you put your healthy fatty oils to give you enough calories that you need. Just put that here, we're gonna rinse that in a minute. And I always like blenders instead of juicers because juicers requires more cleaning. On this, you just rinse it with water and boom, you're done. No cooking, no nothing, just so the upcoming videos, we're gonna do something about how to prevent getting virus now with the coronavirus outbreak. Some of the things you could do, some of the things that will help you be prepared for that. That's going to be an upcoming video. And coming up in February, we're going to be doing things about like 5G, EMF radiation and things like that, some demonstrations. We're going to be talking about that a little bit. So Stay tuned and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on the good stuff. We'll see you in the next video.